talk about Taurus today. Hello everybody. I'm going to be talking about Taurus and what they want in a love relationship. So if you're in love with a Taurian, then what is it that they're looking for? And what is it that will turn them on? Or turn them off for that matter. So Taurus is the sign ruled by Venus, a sign of the second house, all about beauty and wealth and food and, luxuries and all. That is where moon exalts. So what is it that they're looking for in a relationship or a person that they're going to get into in a relationship? Are they looking for grandeur? Are they looking for royalty? What are they looking for? How can you impress a Taurian? How can you keep a Taurian happy? So a Taurian may not be impressed if you take them out for a grand dinner, if you take them out for a great movie, or if you take them out shopping. A Taurian is impressed by practical things in life. So if a Taurian needs a hand at something, if they're moving into a new apartment, and if you help them, if you take a leave and help them in their work, take a leave off from your work and help them with their work, that really impresses them. If a Taurian needs, some plumbing done maybe, and maybe some amount of plumbing, and again you go out and help them out, that is something that impresses a Taurian. So somebody who has neat and clean looks, somebody who is dressed well, neatly. By well, I mean not in a very crazy manner, not having all those crazy colors, not being like, not having green color on the hair or being dressed in a very punky and or funky kind of a manner, but somebody who dresses up innocently, little bit traditionally, maybe a white shirt and jeans is something that a Taurian would appreciate, but the cloth should be good, the cloth should be fine to touch, and it should be clean, it should be pure. Purity and neatness is very important to a Taurian. Brand, not so much for a relationship, because they are very practical people. They are looking at the practical side of things. They will watch you. They will not, jump into a relationship. They will watch you. They will see how, practical you are, how organized you are, how disciplined you are. And for them, the mercurial things, intellect is very important. How intelligent you are is very important. So for them, passion and, a passionate evening or grand gestures will take a back seat. And practical matters, humbleness. If you're humble, if you're doing well, if you have a business or you're into a job and you're doing very well, but you're humble, it's something that they would really appreciate. They don't like something gaudy or something too much in the face. They won't like to be, they won't like it if you're wearing, like, let's suppose, a yellow shirt. They won't want you to stand out. They would appreciate innocence, neatness, something traditional, something pleasant to the eye, something pleasing, not something outrageous, something funky or punky or, all those weird colors that we see in some of the, celebrities today. So they would want something more traditional and practical. So for Taurians, the practical side of life, your practical behavior, attitude, the subtle signals you send them, because Taurus is a feminine sign. So they don't want loudness, they don't have a lot of masculine energy, and in love they want subtleness, they want subtle communication. Rather than passion, they would appreciate practicalness. They have very high standards, and it's a lot they're looking at. They're looking at the way you dress, they're looking at how organized you are, how practical you are, and how you support them in their day-to-day things. If they're stuck somewhere, do you support them? Do you get up and help them? Are you ready to sacrifice some bit of yourself, something of your own work, maybe to help them with something that they need to get done? So if you can do something like that, if you can, help them in some way, whenever they need a helping hand, and if you can help them, that is something that they will really, really appreciate. And that is something that their heart really gets glued to. On the other hand, if they need a helping hand, and let's suppose you probably can do it, and you decide that, that day you'd rather just go out with friends rather than help them. You'd rather just go out for a movie rather than spend time, helping them with something which is boring and which is very mundane. And so that will be a big turn off for a Taurian. And if you go out and gamble your money away, or if you're throwing your money away on brands and expensive things, then that too may not be very attractive to a Taurian, even though the Taurian himself or herself likes to wear the best of clothes, the finest of things, the finest of jewelry. But for them, practicalness, organization, dedication, they value money, they value resources. So not wasting these things, and being helpful and humble, and not being loud. But of course, they want all the Venusian things. They appreciate art, they appreciate beauty, but only if done in a practical way. If you're not spending your money on a crazy evening, if your budget is, let's suppose, $1,000 a month, and you spend like $700 on one evening, they will not appreciate it. They would rather that you spend like maybe $200 on the evening, and keep within your budget, so that you can have, let's say, 5 outings in that month, rather than just have that one outing and then have no money at all. They won't appreciate that. You will not see a lot of demonstration. Maybe you don't need to say much. There may not be a lot of action in this relationship. They're not looking for a passionate kind of an affair, but they're looking for practical demonstration. Somebody who stands by them, who helps them, and who himself is neat, clean, pure, and who is there day to day by them, who is a real supporter. So that is something they really appreciate. And it's not very easy to impress a Taurian, so the expectations are a lot. You cannot just take them out for a single dinner and think that you've impressed them. So it takes a routine. If you build a routine, if on a day-to-day basis, on an everyday basis, you are there and you do not change and you are steadfast, it's then that you will see that this Taurian loses their heart to you. But then again, if somehow you show a crazy side of yourself, which they don't appreciate, they prefer stability. For them, stability is very important. But if somehow you show that you have this crazy streak, something that is unpredictable, because they do not appreciate surprises and unpredictability, so then it will not take them an entire lifetime, or it may not take them years to move on to another relationship, because for them it is very important that they clearly understand who they are getting into a relationship with. So they do not want unpredictability. They don't want sudden crazy changes one fine day. So everybody loves a passionate moment, but they want a more predictable and a dependable life. So if you can show them that you're very dependable, somebody they can count on, if you show them that you have a pattern, that this is the way you live, this is the way you dress, you are systematic, you have a steady job, and you are helpful, and you're innocent, and you're not very loud, and you're humble. There's nothing showy, there's nothing fake about you. You are what everybody sees you. You have to show that you're dependable. So your dependability is what will keep a Taurian hooked. And the minute they see that you're not dependable, that you are something beyond their comprehension, that you have a quirky side to yourself, there is something to yourself which they do not understand, for them that will be like a turn off. So dependability, routines, helpful natures, practicalness, and neat, clean, innocent looks, nothing funky, nothing out of the ordinary. If you go within these limits, then you can't be wrong with the Taurian. So I will now see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.